Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hide the kids and pop the top on a cold one. Coming to you from the Riverbank studio in Nitro, West Virginia, please welcome the inebriated cast of Section 304.
Welcome to Section 304 podcast, where we're drinking beers, talking ears, and coming back from I'd say kind of a little break. We played that Sunday, and after that, season came to an end, so...
Abruptly.
Instead of coming back Sunday, we just decided to take a little...
Well, we were going to record on Monday, but we just said the hell with it.
Yeah.
We had to lick our wounds a little bit. That was quite a disappointing end to the season.
You expect anything less?
Not with the way the second half of the season was going, no.
I don't know.
Guard one guy. You knew it coming in.
How about don't throw the ball to the other team, too?
How about after you get scored on with about 14 minutes left in the first half and it goes to a TV timeout, how about you don't drop your head and immediately let everyone in the world know you've quit?
Who was that?
You know exactly who that was, and he's done it for the last month.
Emmett.
No.
Derek.
Yep.
I knew it was one of the two.
About 14 minutes left, somewhere in that time frame. Syracuse came down, got a bucket, TV timeout. They scored on Culver, head drops. I said, you got to get him out. He's done. And he never showed back up.
You did text that.
Never showed back up.
He played about 10 to 15 good minutes the whole tournament, the whole postseason.
That's generous. You talking about the Big 12 tournament too? Because I know he
yeah,
didn't get 10
I'm
or 12
he's talking both
second
tournaments.
half of the Moorhead game, he played all right. But yeah, you didn't get much out of him. Didn't get much out of Taz Sherman. Not a good postseason for the Mountaineers.
It was three people: Gabo Saboyan, McNeil, McBride.
Yep.
I mean those guys
Those
came to
three
play.
showed up. The rest of the guys, I don't know.
Well, it's
Jalen Bridges had a hell of a game.
it reads
against
pretty
Moorhead.
simple, doesn't it? If you watch their little social media actions, they were all so upset to be there. It was such a whack trip.
What
Feed
you
me this
said,
wet
Yost,
food.
we should have seen it coming because what happened against Syracuse is what happened the whole year. Every time we lost, we couldn't get a stop down the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, we got back in the game, came back, and just left fucking Boeheim wide open. How about that? You
know who they're going to.
either tie or take the lead with about 8 minutes left. All the momentum's about to change, and you leave the best shooter maybe in the tournament until last night wide open because you don't know who you're guarding. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he's out.
Surprising that he left. Because
I'm not surprised.
I'm not. I bet
but
you Huggins
where-
had a little conference
Yeah,
with
Where's he
him.
going to go?
I don't know.
I mean, let's be honest here, and this is not throwing salt to the wound, or this is a guy who has the ready ability to be he's probably the only player on that roster who has a legit shot at being something in the NBA with his body type and his athleticism. And when he shows up, we're 10 times better team than what we are any other day of the week. And I've said that, and I'm a fan of his, and I wish him the best of luck. But if you're honest with yourself, he probably should have been the third man off the bench all season long.
Yeah, I mean, with Emmett, you get in a season, honestly,
2 games.
3. Yeah, I was going to say 3 at most, where he balls out. Other than that, he gets a very quiet 10 points.
I don't even know that he gets 10 a game. I think if you looked his averages up, he's probably around 7 and
Is he?
like probably around 7 and 5 maybe a game.
I don't have a problem with his offense. His defense is not good enough.
None of them play defense.
Couple guys.
Gabe.
Yeah, but you're playing 5-on-2.
Right.
So everything looks open when you got 2 guys who can play D and 3 who can't. So then it looks like your entire team can't play D, and then when your coach comes out and says this is the worst defensive team, no one's getting any credit for good D. So even the 2 guys that are playing good D, you're getting slighted because the other 3 guys around you can't or won't.
Guys just don't do what they're told to do in the scouting report. I mean, Huggins said it flat out after the game. They were told not to switch screens, and they're out there switching screens.
It's all
That's unacceptable.
It all relates back to, I think,
Basketball IQ.
the way basketball's played now.
Well, yeah.
When you're coming up now, you're not playing a team concept. You're getting.
You're talking AAU.
Yeah, because that's where basketball is dominated now on the AAU scene. So what they do is that you go and you get the 5 best guys you can get, put them on a team, and say
Ball out.
their one-on-one's going to beat those other 5 guys one-on-one.
Are you talking AAU or?
Yes,
Yeah.
I just said that.
Okay. I didn't know
Are
if you were talking college yet, because
I think he's in.
No,
the team concept
because-
in college, the best teams in college basketball play a
Team basketball.
basketball and a team basketball.
Well,
Yeah,
right.
but-
You're seeing
okay.
that now with what's left
So
for the
that's
most part
2
in the
teams.
tournament.
And most of them are mid-majors
Yeah.
who have.
Well,
and
that's
you know why that
they're
works?
succeeding.
And you know
Yeah,
why that
yeah.
works? Because they have guys who don't dominate the AAU scene. They're lower recruited on
Right.
the poll. It seems so simple that it's stupid. John Beilein wasn't getting 5 stars.
No.
John Beilein was getting what he needed.
Until he got to Michigan.
Well, even there, the teams had. If Michigan lost Trey Burke, guess what they had coming in? A scoring point guard who could replace him and plug and play. That's the thing. It goes to you get what you need and you get what you feel. Look at Duke had fucking five stars starting this year, and they're one of the worst fucking teams in America.
Yeah.
Whoa. I wouldn't
Yes.
say that.
They
No,
were
they
in
were.
America?
They were
were.
awful. You know
They
what
weren't
I mean.
good. They were middle of the ACC. But I agree with you. That's no excuse. With the talent they have, they should not be a middle of the pack ACC team.
The ACC
That's
is
a
probably
complete
the worst
failure.
conference in basketball. ACC, SEC, probably 2 of the worst in basketball this year. And
Out of the Power 5?
yeah, to be middle of the road in either of those is unacceptable.
It's not
so
good.
for Kentucky, unacceptable for Cal to have the level of recruits he has and be that fucking bad. I don't care that they're all freshmen.
Right.
You get them because they're that, and your fans expect to win. If you look at Calipari overall, I forget who it was talking the other day. If you look at him overall, what he's paid and what he turns in,
He hasn't.
he ain't
It's
worth-
not
He
right.
ain't worth the money.
The
Until the
investment,
last-
the investment and the return isn't balancing out.
Right. But the last 3 or 4 years, you're right. He has not had very good teams. Until he had the team in 2015 that was undefeated in the Final Four.
Right.
After that, they haven't been that great.
No.
I just, if West Virginia wants to advance in the tournament, we have to play better defense. It's that simple. The defense was not there. It wasn't there all year. It got worse over the course of the season, and that's why we lost to a mediocre Syracuse team.
Well, and it goes back to like when we talked about DC line, getting on Cade Cunningham on that switch. That goes back to you need to know when to switch and when not to switch. And they were getting, you were getting the same matchup. You were getting a lesser defender for the most part. There were plenty of times against Syracuse that, McNeil was in Buddy Boeheim's face.
He just shot
And
over
he just shot over
Yeah.
him and made it. Nothing you can do about that. But when you're not getting a hand in his face, when you're not putting forth the effort of going after him,
Yeah,
then he's going to nail you.
my beef with, and I don't like to single guys out on this show. That's not what we try to do. But Matthews just didn't guard him.
No.
What fucking planet are you on, man? That guy's shooting like 55. I don't know what it was. He dropped. How many did he drop in the first game against San Diego State?
Like 35.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going crazy. That's one guy you don't lose.
Right. Going in, you just circle it and say, leave anyone else open.
But
You don't leave
you know
him
what?
open.
He did it all year.
Right.
And we got guys on our team that lose their man, and that's why we were home after the second round. You don't change. That's the thing. We talked about it last year, like, oh, the light's going to come on. We're finally playing well. Like, no, You are what you are. We lost guys all year, and until we figure, I don't know what we have to do. We might have to adjust how we play defense. Because
might have to bring the press back.
Well, I mean, this in your face half court D that we try to play when we're trapping. God knows why we do that. I have no idea.
And what's disappointing is you watch a team like Houston that has a tremendous half court defense that we could do with effort. But I guess it comes back to
that's the word right there, effort.
I was going to say,
watch Culver loaf back after hedging on a screen.
Either way it works out, we got beat. It's over. So now you're dealing with what could be a mass exodus.
Yeah,
that's going to be across the board in college basketball. Duke's lost 2 or 3 guys already.
Well, Jermaine Brakefield.
Yeah, Kentucky's losing 2 or 3 guys.
That portal needs to be shut down.
It's reality, man.
It's not just a West Virginia thing. It's a all across the board thing. It's almost like some of these guys. It's not even that you're unhappy or anything. It's like it's the cool thing to do to make your little letter and post it to social media to get all these comments.
I can get my name out.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it was you that told me somebody put under Matthews, yo, good luck. I'm sure you'll dominate at Fairmont State.
I didn't.
It's like, okay, you're putting that out, and you're the same guys talking about receiving all this hate mail and these threats after you lose. Well, you put something out that says you're leaving, and you talk about how great your time here is and how great the fans are, and thank you, and always a Mountaineer. Well, if it's that great, why are you leaving? And then damn well that there's going to be somebody who's going to say, oh, good for you, Jordan. You won't be missed. You did nothing in your years here. You've gotten progressively worse, and have fun at Lackawanna Junior College in Wisconsin, being the ball boy for your sister's team or some shit like that. Like,
and that's the bad part, because behind social media is ruling this country. But that's a whole different ballgame. People hide behind their post and hide behind their computer and will talk shit. So you're really going to get it. When you're not wanting, when you're wanting the good attention, you're really going to get it from these guys sitting there saying, "Yeah, I'll give it to you. What have you done? See you later, pal."
Yeah, you're not going to get anybody who's going to say that shit to you and say it to your face.
Yeah,
I'm
not excusing what people did after our loss.
No,
going after them like that is
no.
It's terrible. But that's the way Twitter is now. It's a sewer, right? You lose a game and you go on there and people talk shit to you. That's part of the deal. You also go on there and post something after a win.
Yeah.
You get 10,000 likes and 50 retweets, and that you get that attention. I
very unpopular opinion coming here. I think that Brown and Huggins should, once the season starts, shut them down.
Lock it down?
Yep.
Well, isn't there that? Yes, yeah, you can.
You can kill it.
I don't see how you do that. I really don't.
I mean, you can.
You're either in or you're out. Is it more important for you to post your pictures and go live on Instagram playing Call of Duty, or are you hearing about this job and this mission that you've been recruited for of trying to make it to the tournament and win a national title?
I mean, think about
What's more important to you?
You know who's not on social media very much on our basketball team?
Gabe. Deuce.
Yeah, why would he be?
I don't know.
He's doing other shit. He's trying to perfect his craft.
That it was something funny. They were making fun of him on Twitter for not being good at video games. Like Sherman. And you know what, man? They're college kids. Okay, fine. I play video games. We all did, right?
Yeah.
But the reason he sucks at video games...
because he's better than you on the floor.
Because he was studying for class and like the scouting report.
Yeah, and he was out shooting. And
then he scores what? What do you have against Moorhead? 30?
I think so.
30, 32.
He's putting up Rod Thorne, Jerry West type numbers.
And you're getting burnt to the baseline. So go zero ping and Call of Duty win and hop on the helicopter and do all that bullshit you do. But realize the only reason you're getting wins is because that guy's putting in extra effort.
And there are Deuce McBrides on every team that are not all about that shit.
Right.
They're all about winning.
Like I said, when I texted you guys midweek when they got into Indianapolis, I said, we're going home early. I said,
You said we're not getting out of the first weekend.
They're already. I have no Wi-Fi. The food's awful.
That was such a bad look.
Make it to the tournament, and they lock you down in a hotel. Then he immediately puts an apology out. I just don't want to be canceled. There's your problem.
There's a pandemic going on, and they're crying about hotel room service food.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, the
you know
reason
who
why
wasn't. You know who wasn't crying about it?
Deuce.
Boeheim.
Oh, yeah.
You know what he was doing?
Getting jumpers
Lighting
up.
fucking people up, and then he lit you up and made you look a fool and sent you packing.
Well, here's the
and
thing.
then you want to take shit out on everybody else and talk about how mean the fans are to you. You put that on yourself when you put it out there. You're miserable being there. You don't want to be there. Send me home. My internet doesn't work. My phone doesn't work. My PlayStation doesn't work. You ain't there to do that. You got a scholarship to play fucking basketball. You're there. That's a business trip. That's what that, and until you find 12 guys that look at that like it's a business trip, you're getting sent home all the time. You think Gonzaga's up there with the idea that they brought their fucking PlayStations with them? Nah. It's a business trip for them. It's a business trip for Baylor. It's a business trip for those guys. They're 12 fucking killers who you're going to put on the floor, and they're going to beat you, and they're going to do everything in their power to beat you. And if you beat them, it ain't going to be because lack of effort.
Right.
We get beat because lack of effort.
On
Right.
defense.
Yeah.
Right.
So until he finds 12 guys that are with that mission and with the idea that this is a business trip, this isn't fun, yeah, it's going to be fun to look back at those memories. But in the moment, you're a businessman. This is what you were brought here to do. Go get the job done. I don't give a shit if your Wi-Fi doesn't work. Leave your phone at home. Who you talking to? You're here for a week to play 2 games in advance.
Didn't even make it a week, bro.
And then get back
Right.
on your phone after and let people know
yeah,
you're handling fucking business. They don't do it that way. Dude, social media has ruined the world.
Absolutely.
And the transfer fucking portal may as well be social media too, because that's all these kids enter it for. Trey Dooms, guess where he's at? Back in the fucking portal.
Yep.
Couldn't hack it. Trey Dooms came in with McCabe and Matthews.
Transferred out.
Super fucking athletic kid from Florida.
Yep.
With
He's
the
back in the portal.
UTC.
I totally forgot about him.
Back in the portal.
What,
That's
2
the
days
thing.
Teddy
ago?
Buckets drops 40 at Nebraska. Back in the portal.
Back in the portal.
Back in
What-
the fucking
This is about
portal.
number 4 for him, isn't it?
Yeah, and the bad part is
Yeah.
with Teddy Buckets, I mean, he had a attitude problem, and that's why Hugs said,
He's got
his dad,
some issues.
and his dad went after Hugs too.
He
So,
has some legitimate issues, I do believe. But,
Yeah. I
but
kind of feel sorry for
everybody's
him.
back in the fucking portal. The portal has become something that it's cool to post on
I saw a
social media
number.
that you're in it.
At this time last year, there was like 450 kids transferring. Guess what it is right now?
Probably
Quadrupled.
1,000.
It's like 850.
So
Yeah.
almost it's doubled.
It's stupid, dude. But here's
It's
And that's
gonna
just-
I'm with you, man. 1-year deal because the pandemic. I get it. Fine. If this continues, it's going to ruin the sport.
And here's the other thing. Okay, let's say that payments are as rampant as what people say they are in collegiate sports, and you paid a monster bag for Brakefield. He's leaving. You getting that money back?
No. Nope.
It's like there's a story about the kid that went to Georgia, the number 1 pick.
What was
Anthony
his name?
Edwards.
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards supposedly receives a handsome reward for coming to Georgia. They show up for practice on the first day. He's in sweats. Coach says, "What are you doing?" He goes,
I don't practice.
"I practice when I want to."
Yep.
He goes, "Yeah, man, I'm here, but I only practice when I want to, so I'm not practicing today. I'm just going to hang out and get some shots up." Coach said,
Not for me. Not for me.
Coach supposedly his reaction was, "I had no idea that was part of the deal." And he
I
said,
don't want guys like that.
He said, "Yeah, well, this is what I was told, so here I am. I'm going to practice when I want, and I don't want to today." But,
well,
I mean, dude,
I
it's-
guarantee we get some transfers.
Well, I'm thinking,
hopefully, fucking dude, the portal also allows recruiting during the year.
yeah.
That's
So hopefully Control's been recruiting Brakefield all fucking year, because I think we were in Brakefield's top 5.
We were.
He committed to we were in there, and then Duke offered him, and he immediately committed, from what I remember. Right?
Yeah.
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 But he's a big boy. He can shoot. He can handle the rock. It'd be great to get him. We got the 2 kids that we've recruited coming in. I think they're both from Ohio.
Yeah.
2 guards.
The two, yeah.
Supposed to be really good. Maybe that played a role in Matthews leaving. Look, McCabe leaving. Dude, I get it. You're not
Go
going.
play
You're not.
Go
You're
get
not
your
gonna
minutes.
beat
Your
him
minutes are
out.
getting cut anyway.
You got 1 year left, and let's be honest about him. His future is not in basketball. He is going to do something. He's been with that overtime media situation since he was in high school. He does his podcast. He does a YouTube channel. He's got connections to the NBA and guys like that. His future is in something along the lines
Of social media type
or
stuff.
something, but it's not basketball. That's not to say he's
You
not
mean
a good
professional
player.
basketball, right?
Correct. He's not going to play professional
No.
basketball.
Well, and he
now,
knows
and
it.
I also feel that at times he wasn't given a fair just due here. He was coached a little bit different.
I don't agree with that.
He
He started all last year.
How many times did you see Taz throw the ball away this year and stay on the floor? How many times?
Taz wasn't the point guard, though.
But it doesn't matter.
doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
Yes, it does.
McCabe throws the ball away, he's immediately yanked. There's no second chance. Taz throws the ball away. Taz does play point sometimes.
No, he didn't.
Stop it. You know
No,
goddamn
he
well he
didn't.
brings the ball up the floor sometimes. I'm
Just
talking
'cause
about bringing the
Emmett
ball.
Matthews brought the ball up the floor sometimes.
Bringing the ball up the floor and starting the offense. He throws the ball away and he turned.
He had a 2 or 3 minute sequence against Syracuse. He had what, 4 turnovers?
Did he get benched?
nope, he never
I
got.
think he did.
Not
Not
immediately.
right away.
But
That's
but
just
when
my
McCabe did
personal
it,
opinion. McCabe was coached a little bit differently and
I
on
don't
a much
agree with
shorter
that.
leash than what others were. But good for him to leave. I fault none of them for doing what they feel is right. Hopefully Emmett lands somewhere where he flourishes and becomes a star, and maybe they build an offense around him or something that he's a little more involved in, and he picks it up. Hopefully he goes somewhere and dominates.
Absolutely.
I like
I mean,
the
I
kid.
don't-
Nothing bad to say about him.
No, he's fine.
I like the kid McCabe. I liked him when he came in. I liked both of those guys when we signed them. Still like them. Still wish him the best. Hopefully McCabe lands somewhere. He can
just
go in
wish
and
they would
start
have
and play.
played out for us.
Yeah, and then McNeil. Come on, dude.
I think he's just
getting
going.
evaluated like
That's fine
like
to
Carter
test it,
and-
but like
I think McNeil also knows that really. I mean, this is his last shot. Let's see. Let me get evaluated. Let me see what you got to say. But
you know what they're going to say.
not even a G League. He's an overseer.
He's not to be what he is in the NBA. He's got to be a lot more consistent firing than what he shows.
Well, and that's what they were just talking about
Steph,
on ESPN Radio.
Clay, Redick, Seth Curry. These are guys I'm just thinking of off the top of my dome that I can give you who aren't two are superstars. The other are hangers on who have made really nice careers for themselves as guys who can just fill it up. But you have to be able to, if you're given the ball 10 times on the wing and you're open in the NBA,
You got to make 8 of them.
you better make 8 or 9 of them.
Well, they were just talking about it on ESPN Radio on the way up here.
For him to be someone who's in the league making
And
real
they're
money.
talking Buddy Boeheim. They said he's got 2 more years. He keeps
Oh, I didn't know that.
he keeps doing what he's doing for the next 2 years. He will get drafted because of his percentage as a shooter. Consistent because of
What
consistency.
McNeil finish up at from behind the arc?
I think
Probably
he 38.
40s.
I thought he was 38%.
Probably around 40.
I think he gets a shot at the NBA.
He might get a shot, but he's got to come back next year and do it.
Definitely.
Do it more consistent.
He'll probably get a shot, but he's gonna have to be a lot more knocked down than what he is.
And
Now,
there
when he
were,
gets hot, hey, some of the funnest shit in the world to watch is when he's firing from 42 feet, draining it,
Like
and
against Cuse.
hitting you with the shit going
Yeah.
down the floor. And I'll admit, my view on him is only slightly correct. I gave him a lot of shit towards the beginning of the year, but he proved me wrong towards the end. He really came on strong.
Yeah, he struggled a little bit at the beginning of the
And
year.
I would love to have him back, and I'm fine with him getting his evaluation, but I don't think that this is the end of the road
No.
for him.
no,
he'll be
no,
back.
no, no.
I like Deuce, McNeil, Bridges coming back. Doubt Sherman comes back. Don't think that's going to happen. But those are 3 guys who can score and you can build an offense around. What you need after that, you need a big guy who can screen and rebound and manufacture offense that way. I don't necessarily think you need a guy on the block who gets, 15 shots a game?
Yeah.
Like Culver. I don't know what Culver's going to do, but if we want to be really good next year, he's going to have to change his game a little bit. He's got to pass more.
Does he come back?
Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, I get the impression from his body language and everything just through the tournament that he's mentally checked out. If he's checked out,
Wild card.
I think other teams saw him on film and said, if we double team this guy,
he's still going to try to take it.
He's going to try to take it. He doesn't put the ball on the floor well. If we get after him on a double team, we will rattle him, and he's going to struggle. And that's what happened.
I was talking about this last night with an old coach of mine. The thing with Derek, too, is he thinks a little bit of contact, he's going to get that call. Like if Deuce went in and got the same contact, Deuce is going to get that call. Culver's a big guy. The college basketball in general has proven that the big guy
they let him get the shit beat
you're going to get banged around.
It's wrong, but it's the way it is.
So you're not, quit flailing your arms and looking for a call, because that, you get your Doug Sermons, your Teddy Valentines, that type of stuff, and you're throwing your hands up at them. Well, guess what? You can get murdered the next time down there, and they're really not going to call it.
They're not going to give you
You've just got to get it out of your head and let Hugs get in their ear and get the call.
Yeah. You're not getting calls. When you're that big, you're not getting calls. I say we wrap this up, though. Give a grade for the season overall.
B+.
I was going to say, I was just going to give us a B, B-.
I was thinking a B. Yeah.
So
some really good wins. Didn't really get blown out. But, man, did not capitalize on some opportunities. We had a lot of opportunities this year and did not.
Well, yeah, I think they did say that we were the second most comebacks.
Oh,
and 4 or 3 of our comebacks we were down 19.
Two.
Yeah,
okay. Two. That's
incredible. The sad part about this season ending is that's the best draw we've had in an NCAA tournament ever, as far as who you have to beat to get to the promised land.
Right, there was no blue blood.
Right. And it just seemed like it went from it's like you're excited and then you see what they're doing when they get there, some of them, and it's like, oh, we're not getting out of the first weekend.
They're not there mentally.
Yeah, it was like they.
The red flag for that should have been when we lost to Oklahoma State at home when they didn't have Likely and Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
we just let that. Who was the other guard?
But see, with that, I'll take that was Anderson who lit us for about 32 or whatever. But with that, I take that to that team. They've always played down to the level of what they're standing across from. So when you find out those two are out, then it's like, okay,
your aggression does.
The end of that game, we could have won that game, but guess what? Couldn't get any stops. Couldn't get a stop when it mattered. Think back to the Texas game, the Florida loss, the Texas game at home, the Florida loss. Couldn't get stops down the stretch. And that's how you win in March. You can shoot, make 1 million three-pointers, but at some point that's going to dry up, and you're going to have a game where you absolutely have to get stops down the stretch.
Well,
and until we do that, you're going to be home.
I said going in the tournament that our ceiling was Elite 8 because you could maybe get away with lack of defense up until then. It just bit us early.
You can't. The old adage is that defense wins championships, and I think we learned that the hard way this year.
Yep.
All right, well, let's take a break. We'll get into some football news.
We'll be right back after this word.
Son of a bitch!
Boogie's Driving Range and Barbecue. A natural grass driving range located in Tornado, West Virginia, beside Big Bend Golf Course. Open 7 days a week with golf ball dispenser. Boogie's offers a great barbecue menu with delicious items right off the wood fire grill, fresh every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We also have a newly remodeled clubhouse with bar and a large patio to enjoy the peaceful mountain air. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 9 p.m. on Sunday. Boogie's Driving Range and Barbecue.
When your heating and cooling system needs service, turn to Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been delivering quality service in West Virginia since 1980. No matter the make or model, Francisco Heating and Cooling can make sure your unit is back in service in no time. And their work is guaranteed. Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning is fully licensed and insured and is a certified Trane dealer. And remember, it's hard to stop a Trane. Find them on Facebook or call 304-542-1895. Catch the Mountaineers in comfort with Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up."
Welcome back to Section 34 Podcast, and I know we've had a lot of people reach out, and just so you all know, Crumb's off suicide watch. He's fine. He's accepted the fact that his favorite player, Taiki, is
he gone.
Yeah, no longer with the
gone.
team. Interesting.
Sounds mutual though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, listen to Brown's comments. It was kind of like, look, it wasn't a surprise to them. They knew it was coming. It was a discussion that happened, and it was like, see you later, fella. Good luck. Bye.
What happened?
I don't know.
This thing went south at the bowl game, from what I've heard.
That's what I've heard too, but haven't heard exactly what.
You know what? I got two comments. One, great player, highly productive on defense. It's a huge blow. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, it's a blow, but
that being said, he's a safety. This isn't losing a great quarterback, or like a great left tackle. I think you can plug people in and kind of withstand the blow of him leaving. I think part of his production was due to our defense, our system. So maybe he feels it's best for him to leave. I don't know. Do I think we can plug someone in and they can be productive? Yeah. Maybe not as productive as Taiki, but do they have to be? Who knows? That being said, for Neal Brown, letting a guy who was a All-American leave this way, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, me too. But Brown's comments was also interesting because I asked him about it, and he said that, like we were just doing bitching about the portal. He said this is where I could gripe about this portal and everything else. He said I'm not going to. We get compensated very well, and we have to figure this out. So
who knows? I'm sure there are outside forces in his ear telling him to leave, that you're better off making the NFL at a power school. I think that's what happened with Drayshawn Miller.
Maybe.
If you go to the SEC and produce, you're going to be a higher draft. Whatever. That's fine. I tend to bet on the knowledge of a guy who is a coach in what they know versus hangers-on, former whatever. Anyway, that being said, if a guy thinks he's bigger than the team, then he needs to leave because no one's bigger than the program.
Right, and that's going to eventually drive your program down.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are thinking the sky is falling with Brown, this, that, and the other, and
I tell you what though. I'm sorry. Didn't mean.
Well, I'm not to that point. I think that with Brown, it's a culture first. and then and then building a full successful program, you've got to get your guys in there to buy into what you're preaching. Once they buy into what you're doing, the program flourishes that way. So, if you don't want to be here, then you don't want to be here. Go ahead,
right?
Bye.
Yeah,
totally. Again, the whole transfer thing and just saying, because from what I heard when he entered, he didn't tell anyone, and I think that's where this communication is with this portal as a whole. Another blow up. I don't think the school has the right to say we own you. You can't go somewhere else. You can't. But I think that, if I quit my job tomorrow, I've got to walk in and explain to my higher ups that I'm leaving. They can't stop me from leaving. But, I attribute that to the real world, these players being able to leave. You should at least have to go in and say, hey, here's the deal. Here's what I'm doing. I'm leaving, and I think the only thing that they should be allowed to block, just like Lincoln Riley right now, getting a lot of shit for it, blocking interconference. You shouldn't be allowed to.
Whoa. Lincoln Riley, of all people, who's his best player ever?
Transfer.
From?
Where was
Texas Tech? No. Baker.
Baker, Murray, and Jalen Hurts.
Well, Baker was from Texas Tech.
Okay, was Baker better than Jalen Hurts?
Yes. Is he better than Murray? I don't know. He played 3 years. Murray only played 1. They're both really damn good. But I tell you what, Brown, this hurts more. This is going to hurt the perception of the program.
Yeah.
And who do we open up with?
It's Tech, isn't it?
No,
Maryland.
Okay. Who's our third game?
Tech.
You start losing those games. I think he built up some momentum at the end of the year, though I don't think we particularly played well down the stretch.
Yeah.
You lose those 2 games, I tell you what, Mountaineer fans everywhere, which 2 games do you want to win the most this year?
Tech and
Maryland and Tech.
Are you implying that in his third year you're going to start turning on him because
people will, yes.
Players are mass exodus? Then you're part of the problem.
I'm not saying I am. I'm just telling you perception-wise.
That's a big part of the problem, and that's why there is no loyalty in the game anymore, because people, you land one of the hottest coaches in collegiate football, and people are tearing him down after year 2, and then you're going to pile onto him in year 3 because he had some players who wanted to get some attention on social media, and you wait until the first day of camp to enter the portal.
Right. He could have left at any time, and he waited.
December, dude.
He waited for the beginning of spring, the day of.
Here's the thing, man. I think you don't want to think it's all that calculated on the kid's part, but it is. When am I going to get the most headlines to walk away? I'm going to wait until
first
the
day
first
of spring
day of
practice,
camp, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to be the story, not the first day of camp. I'll show you I'm bigger than the team. Team open camp. You ain't talking about the team. You're talking about me.
And what are the reporters saying? What's the deal with Tyke? Where's Tyke? Tyke's leaving.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, how was your first day of camp? And that's why Brown started off his presser before anyone asked a single question. He talked about how good it is to be back there, the energy from these kids, and how he's liking what he's seeing already coming in. So, before I've let you get your story out and not talk about why we're really starting today.
Oh, he's good with the media.
Yes.
I don't know if there's too many guys better. He's very good with the media.
If you're going to crush this guy after year 3, just watch from home. Watch from afar.
Just don't even show up.
Just
don't even watch. I'm just telling you, if we go 5-7 with losses to Maryland and VT, it's going to start. I don't agree with it. I think with what Neil Brown is trying to do, if we play the long game,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Absolutely,
it's true.
Well, I mean, what?
And for people who will say, "Well, you guys sit in there and take shots," that I take shots at effort and play and what shortcomings of what people are perceived to be as far as your performance on the field. In 3 years, you cannot fill the cupboard and make your team a juggernaut. How many coaches have went into a place that was left as bare as what he walked into with Dana's fucking transfer portal leftovers and the lack of recruiting that Dana did? How many people can walk in and make that hole in 3 years? I think for the time he's been here,
He's been successful.
he's pieced it together very, very well. And I look forward to, as we continue to land big-time recruits, and you see him landing 4 stars and upper 3-star guys. I mean, I'm not saying we're cracking 5-star shit, but you see him landing these guys that are bigger name and bigger value. I look forward to seeing where he takes it to. And if you're going to kill him after year 3, maybe take you a couple years off.
Go root for Alabama? Or
Yeah,
Georgia?
I mean,
or
it's like
Ohio
Patriots
State?
fans, man. Like Patriots fans want to bitch and complain about having such a bad year this year. And, Brady went to Tampa and did it. So Brady obviously wasn't just a system guy, but Patriots fans, you've been on top for like a decade. There's
2.
Yeah, I mean, there's kids who are in junior high and high school who know nothing else but New England being dominant.
Yeah, it's true.
Give
They
me
were
a
dog
break.
shit
I don't
back in
feel
the
bad
day.
for you. It's like me being a Yankees fan. You can't feel bad for me that they're not great or they're not winning trophies. They've
Right.
got 27 of them. They had arguably one of the greatest and most respected players ever on their team, and then they had a guy who's the first ever unanimous Hall of Fame selection as the nastiest fucking closer of all time.
Right.
You've got to watch some
Wait.
greatness.
He was unanimous?
Mo was, yes. Jeter missed being unanimous by
So
one vote.
Babe Ruth was not unanimous.
No.
Ty Cobb,
Mo is the
Hank
first.
Aaron.
Mo is the first
It's like
unanimous.
Curry being the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. Are you fucking kidding?
Makes
MJ?
no sense, but it is what it is.
That's another
It's like
podcast.
Jeter was one vote away from being unanimous, but it's like you can't feel bad for people who are fans of those teams because you've won, and you've won for so long. So
Yeah,
it's like
try
if
being a
you-
Pirate fan.
It's like if you expect me to feel bad for Duke or are people going to storm the gates on Calipari? Because if you're basing things off of what you're doing in like a quick stretch like that, Calipari might be one of the worst coaches in college basketball because Kentucky has been absolute dog shit for what they're getting recruiting wise.
Help is on the way for them, though.
And I just
what it
yeah.
sounds
They've
like.
got the best small forward in the transfer portal coming in.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's right. He is moving to 3. I suspect he'll shed 35, 40 pounds and pick up handles in the offseason working with the professor from the N1 mixtape tour.
I saw the professor. He went in. I have no clue how I ended up on this. On
It pops
social
up
media.
all the time.
He went to a prison and
Yeah, balls out on people.
Yeah.
He dresses like Spider-Man and shows up at like Long Beach and tools people too. But but no, man, back to what I'm saying. Like if you're one of those people who's going to tear him down if they have a mediocre or less than year than what you think they should have, just okay, be unhappy with it, but be unhappy with it elsewhere.
Are you ready to ride Daggy all year?
I don't think we're going to.
I think you need to prepare yourself for that. I don't know.
No.
It's going to be a fun spring.
That Crowder
That's
guy,
the
that
biggest
Crowder
question
kid,
mark.
That Crowder kid's a pretty operational. He looks like a quarterback.
Yes, he does.
He's tall. He's big. He's tall. He's a presence in
He's
the
got some
pocket.
legs too, doesn't he?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You know, and then you got Green. I mean,
See what Green can do.
it seems like the players from Santa Things when he's on the field, the players are rallying around him. So, going into this spring, like everything else, the quarterback position was a big question mark, and it's one that everyone's been circled and wanting to listen to and wanting to ask about. And Brown has said that we don't come in with a depth chart in the spring.
Kind of coach speak, but
I was
know
going
what
to
you're
say,
saying.
and that's exactly what I was going to say. But I do believe that with Brown, no one spot is safe. But I think you do go in saying, Jarrett Daggy was my starter. I mean, you can't go in and say, hey, it's a clean slate. I'm putting up a empty depth chart and going
you know
that
what, though,
way.
Yost? I don't necessarily agree with that because I think Jared Dagey got put on notice in the second half of that bowl game.
When he got yanked.
Like, this ain't your job. You're not who's that?
That guy will be a game changer.
Oh, we need all the help we can get at that position.
That guy is going to be a monster.
Caden Prather?
That'd be Caden
Yes.
Prather. And if you
He's
look
going
at
to be
him
an
right
animal.
there in that picture, and then you look at him before he's shown on campus.
He packed it on. He has been in the gym.
He's a big fucking boy.
Brown said
that's just a year difference in a college strength program.
Well, he's a true freshman though.
Yes, he arrived in
Yeah, but he came in January, right?
Right.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. In that short time, that's the difference from that they took him from high school to a collegiate strength program of someone that's constantly on his diet, on his lifting.
There's your three receivers: S. Dale, Bryce Wheaton, and
they said
Prather.
Wheaton looks good.
They said he's gotten faster.
Well, as long as if 13 could find hands, or they could find some stick to them hands, our receiving crew.
I need to see it on the field,
good.
man. All three of us last summer were like, we can't wait to see the receivers. They're
You're
going
right.
to be great. And what happened? They were not very good.
They were great. Great at dropping them.
Winston Wright is also a monster now.
Is he?
Huge.
I haven't seen that picture.
Huge. That dude is going to be a superstar.
Look,
hey, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Let's see what they do.
I've seen
when
what
the
he
game
does.
starts.
I've seen what he does. He's had his freshman year and last year. He
guys
had
have a
very big
major
years.
chip on their shoulder after how they performed last year.
Look, I mean, let's just say how it is. For every, Tyke Smith, there's 3 or 4 other players here that are buying into what Brown and the staff's saying.
Next man up.
Yeah.
So,
If you don't want to be here, leave.
right.
Don't just leave. I don't care how good you are. It breaks my heart. Everyone knows who listens to the show.
Doesn't break mine. I don't have to hear about that bullshit anymore.
Now I'll find another guy.
I'm sure you will. Jackie Matthews is back there. Look him up.
You know who's coming back this year? Who played a lot as a freshman and
Zoe
graded out
Dye,
pretty
Kerry
well?
Martin.
Kerry Martin. Let's see what he can do. He didn't leave. He didn't quit.
He just led to some controversies that were.
Redeem yourself, man. I think he can. Let's see what he can do.
I'm excited to see Zoe Dye.
Yeah, that was him coming back was a big addition. Here we gripe about the transfer portal, but in my opinion, the best recruit and most important player we got was Doug Nestor.
Yeah.
Shore up. I mean, our offensive line was shaky last year. There's a guy who was all ACC as a freshman or whatever.
Yeah, you're getting Nestor and now Frazier after.
Yeah, I would
after
argue.
a year.
I would have traded Nestor for Tyke Smith. We need more help on the O-line than we do in the defensive backfield.
The portal is stupid, whether it works for you, whether it works against you. It does both for everybody, but it's stupid because you go through all that with your recruiting trips and your open recruiting and everything, and it's like guys are now. It's just, I think a lot of people do it because it's the cool thing to do.
I'm just interested where Tyke's going to land.
Temple.
Who knows?
See, there was one
thinking
talk.
Penn State.
Well, there was one talk that he was going to go down to Georgia with Jamal.
Yeah, he probably won't play.
That's what I was thinking. I mean,
that's a possibility.
But that's a risk you take.
Yeah.
I mean, transferring out. I mean, especially when you're a starter and transferring out.
You're an All-American in the Big 12. What are you going to be in the SEC?
Who knows? We'll find out.
Because the SEC supposedly got all them dogs on defense, right?
Yeah, well, we proved that.
So let's see what you are. Good luck, buddy. If you don't want to be there, don't be there.
Who was behind?
But stop writing these fucking letters.
Yes.
Stop.
No one cares.
You're leaving.
No one cares.
It's not good memories for you. It's not fun times. It's not thank you to the fans. You left. You don't want to be there. You're not a Mountaineer forever. You left. Stop it.
Stop your boys.
Just say you're done. It's been fun. This isn't for me. It's over.
How about you just leave?
It's not. Nah, you don't get the hearts, the likes, the dislikes, the love, the hate. It's all about social media, man.
Who was Tyke's backup?
How many followers you got?
Who filled in for him in the bowl game? I think it was that dude from Arizona, Scotty Young.
I think he made. Yeah, I think you're right.
He played well against Army. Now Army, all they're going to do is run the ball.
Triple O. Look, I'm
He's
excited
gone, man.
for football season. They're letting the crowd back in. You can tailgate, hopefully.
Well, let's talk about one thing. Did you all get to watch Stills Pro Day?
No.
Oh man,
I'm sure he tore it up though. He's been in Florida training for like a month.
yeah. He slimmed down, bulked up, and just had big fella had a day.
What's he projected to be drafted?
I think they said second, third.
Okay.
So
New York Football Giants.
yeah,
I was thinking
there was one of them that he was going either to the Giants or the Jets. I hope he doesn't go to the Jets.
The Jets suck dick.
I hope he goes to Pittsburgh.
Not that the Giants are much better, but at least they got Saquon, and well, their quarterback situation's still ass. But
Look,
they
still
tried to line
Danny
it up.
Dimes.
Yeah,
Thought he was going to
save the world.
don't
save
talk
the
about it.
franchise.
No, they traded a lot of shit like he was, but probably could have got him in the second round.
I don't know.
Who else?
I can't wait to see Stills play in the NFL. I was thinking more like 4th or 5th round just because he's a little undersized. But
Well, I could be wrong on that projection.
yeah,
but
I mean
thought-
his motor is why he's going to play in
The
NFL.
draft is live this year. Fans are allowed to attend.
Are they? And that's April 20.
UFC is all the way live in Jacksonville next month.
Yes,
Sold out. Sold out. Biggest gate in arena history.
And
Arena,
that's,
not UFC history.
That's
Street Jesus.
yeah,
Game bread
that's gonna be a good fight.
versus Usman. Good fight last night.
Yeah, I missed it.
Let's give out some beers of the year for basketball. When we get
There's
back.
nobody else to give one out to. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Let's just finish this right now. It's Deuce McBride.
Yeah, I mean that's he's gonna
Simple.
go McNeil.
He will.
No, dude.
He wasn't.
He
This was the
Until
best
we caught
player
him
on
out.
the team.
Until we caught him out,
Yeah.
he was
No,
going McNeil.
dude.
Ken
No.
Palm said Sean McNeil was.
Yeah.
No, Ken Palm would probably say Deuce.
Yeah.
Deuce led the league in assist to turnover ratio.
Deuce a
Look.
beast.
Deuce is a beast. I'm looking forward to, to
He's going
seeing
to get so
another.
much better in the offseason.
Twisted his hair up like O-Dog.
I saw that.
Did he?
Yeah. You know who O-Dog is, right?
It's no.
Menace to Society.
Oh yeah, because the Wayne's brother.
Yeah. No,
That's what Ketty did.
Yeah, that's
That's
Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking. That's,
Juice in the Hood.
That's a shit movie. Menace to Society is a great movie. But Deuce McBride all around.
What's better, Boys in the Hood or Menace?
Boys in the
Boys
Hood.
in the Hood. I love the Boys in the
I
Hood.
in
started
the
watching
Hood's a good
Snowfall.
Is it good
It's not bad.
on
It's
FX?
Snowfall.
It's on FX. It's supposedly like the story of Freeway Ricky Ross.
Yeah.
John Hughes. Was it John Hughes or
Who's that? I don't even know.
whoever the director?
It
it's
might
the
be a
director
John
who
Hughes.
He just passed away not long ago.
The guy
He-
who did Boys in the Hood and everything?
so.
Okay. What's that show about, though?
Freeway
Snowfall.
Ricky Ross, drug
Who's-
dealer.
In Los Angeles?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposedly loosely based on his life and how he got started. And
I heard it's
Was
good.
he
I
the
just
guy that
haven't.
brought all the blow into L.A.?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah,
You all watching Narcos?
I
I couldn't get
I
into
don't
it.
fuck with subtitles.
Yeah, that's.
Oh.
I
If
hate
it-
subtitles.
if it wasn't
It
subtitled-
cuts me off a lot of shit. But I don't watch movies to read.
See, Narcos is 50-50.
Yeah.
That's the best show.
I tried to watch some show on
on television.
HBO about the Italian mob, but it's all subtitled out too. Gremlin or some shit like that. I don't know the name of it. It's like the Italian Sopranos, but it's like, yeah, I'm not going to spend 45 minutes an app reading. I don't want to do that. I kind of like to be able to space and hear and kind of understand what's going on. My attention span's bad. But what do y'all got today? What are you looking at? Give me your picks for today, and then we'll get out of here.
Florida State.
Florida State just going to upset Michigan.
Keep
Gonzaga.
rolling.
USC.
Yep.
What's the other game?
That's what I was just pulling up.
Shit, I bet on it. It's, Bama.
Yeah.
Bama. Probably Bama. That guy's Nate Oates is a hell of a coach.
Bama, UCLA, Michigan, Florida State.
Oh, hold up.
Going over Mick Cronin?
Hold up.
Okay, here. Let's start here. Gonzaga, Creighton,
Gonzaga.
Zags, USC, Oregon.
USC.
Yeah.
You like
I'll-
USC?
Nah,
All
I
right.
like USC.
USC's got some NBA guys.
Mobley.
You watch them any?
You
Michigan.
know, their
Both of
dad,
them.
you know they hired the dad as the coach.
Yeah, they were.
You
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do.
Well, and they were talking about. I guess they hired Cade Cunningham. Oklahoma hired Cade Cunningham's relative or something to get him. Michigan, Florida State. Florida State.
That'll be a good game.
And then
I'm looking forward to that one.
Then you got UCLA and Bama. I'm taking Bama.
Mick Cronin was a under the radar hire. That was a good hire for them. He can coach.
Well, he had his run in with whatever, put him in the news.
Who, Cronin?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Don't you remember the taxi ride?
No,
Yeah.
that was Andy Kennedy.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it was Kennedy.
You sure?
Yeah. They're all Hugs guys.
I thought it was Mick because they tried to say he was racist and he's married to.
No, that was Andy Kennedy. Trust me.
All right. Well,
But before we get out of here, the Texas job.
that's stupid to me.
Well,
Did he choose to leave?
I think
they were getting ready to fire him.
I
was
think
the
that
rumor.
was mutual. Yeah,
And so that's why I said he pulled a Jimbo and said, "Oh, you're not going to fire me. I'm going to take this job at Marquette."
he's from Wisconsin too.
Yes,
How
he
do
is.
you? They haven't been good since KD.
They won the Big 12
Yes,
tournament,
but I'm
and
saying,
he gets
but I'm
fired.
saying, what do you expect? You're supposed to be a football school. You had
Hold on. You know who I saw? There are 3 candidates right now that they want to go after.
Chris Beard's number 1.
Chris Beard.
Did you know, before we went any further, did you know Chris Beard was from Texas?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a Longhorn.
He didn't play for the team. He went to school there. He was like a manager.
Right. I didn't know he had any tie to it at all.
It's weird to me that he was a manager, didn't play college hoops.
Some of your
Scott
best-
Drew's the same. The guy for Baylor, he's the same way.
some of
He's
your
managed-
best coaches are guys who were just around it all the time.
Yeah. The 3 names I saw were Beard, Mike Boynton at Oklahoma State, and then John Calipari.
Cal's not leaving.
It's like when they hire a football coach, they're like Nick Saban, Vince
Urban
Lombardi.
Meyer.
Yeah.
Fucking
They're
Calipari is
delusional.
not leaving Kentucky.
Well, I don't see
unless
Mike
the bag
Boynton
is
leaving
huge.
Oklahoma State.
I don't know if Beard would leave though. Beard's making like almost $5 million a year.
Look, here's the thing.
Imagine
Going to
your
Texas, it's a
expectations.
lose-lose situation.
Yeah,
You're done.
Imagine
Regardless.
his expectations at Texas Tech versus what they would be on.
he's a
Texas.
king there.
So
and
why
he's
leave?
well compensated too.
Exactly.
Why leave? Just like when people would talk about Cliff Kingsbury leaving Texas Tech for another college job. Why? They loved you. Why? Then you got the opportunity to go to the pro. Of course you're going to take that pro chance. I mean, why not?
Well, Kingsbury got fired too.
Well, but before then, when they were talking about, when he was on the high end,
Right,
and his name
right.
started popping up for other coaching jobs.
I like Smart going to Marquette.
Go play for him. Job
Marquette
security.
gets talent.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
how many NBA guys.
Fucking buckets, and then they had the big boy that beat KJ out for a Big East Player of the Year.
Crowder, Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne
Yeah.
Wade.
I mean, come
That's
on.
a good
dude.
job. That is a basketball school. They don't have a football team. They have a pretty solid tradition.
Very high job security for him
Yeah.
too, I think, because he is a great coach.
I was going to say, I like him. I'm
I do
surprised.
too.
And that's why I said whoever's taking this Texas job, he just won the Big 12. Won a game in the 20.
Yeah.
I
No,
find-
they
No,
lost.
they lost, that's right.
I
And
find it also hard to fire anyone after a year like this, where you're in total dismay.
Well, they
and
didn't fire him,
chaos.
but yeah, I
But they
agree
were
with
getting
you.
ready to, and that's why he jumps.
Well, he was going to lose. Shit, they had that freshman who's going to go to the NBA. They have a couple guys that are out of it. They might not be very good next year.
It's just a weird situation to lose your job in a pandemic year, because it's like you're in total chaos. You don't know if you're playing 1 week to the next. You got to take a 2 to 3 week hiatus when you test positive. You're bobbled. You get to the tournament. You got to get tested. If you test positive, you lose. And Oregon is.
And
They
then
got that with Commonwealth, where they advanced through the first round because Commonwealth. It's just really fucked up to try to fire somebody in the middle of a pandemic year.
how about Lon Kruger retiring? Do you all see that coming?
no, I didn't see that coming.
I didn't. Even
That's
read
another
that
interesting
story.
job. I don't mind seeing him leave.
Yeah,
No, he had our number.
He might have been the best coach in the league, honestly. I mean, that guy took Florida to the Final Four before Florida was anything. He won everywhere.
Billy Donovan is Florida basketball.
Right. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But do you remember when they went to the Final Four in 94? Like, no one even knew Florida had a basketball team.
Man, if only Brett wouldn't have told on Teddy. What a franchise they would have had.
They were runner-up.
Yeah, but it was never the same.
Well, I mean, they
At
lost
least not
Mike
from
Miller and
At least
Harvey.
not for my man Brett, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Fucking Billy D. But no, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the spring game. I'm looking forward to football season. Looking forward to the crowd being back. Looking forward to it hopefully being normal. Basketball team. Rough note to end. Still a great season. You're consistently ranked in the top 12. That's one of the things I didn't understand with these kids. Like I said, McCabe, I get you transferring. That's fine. You want to play, go play. But for like Matthews, dude, you're on a team that's consistently in the top 15 teams in the country, and you're projected to go to the Final Four. Like, what else do you want?
Playing for a Hall of Fame coach.
I think he got told, like,
or soon to be Hall of Fame coach at some point. And it could have been. I mean, you know how Bob does. He calls him into his office, sits down, and says, "Look, here's what I've got coming in. Yeah. I don't see you getting the minutes you're going to get."
Okay, but even still, you're basing that. That's like, if shit went like that, you know how many fucking All-Americans I've anointed before they stepped on campus? I mean, William Crush was one of them. Like,
well, yeah. Old Big
I rode
Willie
hard
style.
and heavy for that guy, man. I was like, this dude's going to be, and then they get him on campus, fuck with his mechanics, and he never he throws but 3 passes.
His career was done in one play.
Yeah.
So
remember
it's like,
that?
So it's
against
like
Missouri.
How can you, unless you know, I can't see Huggins telling him his minutes are going to get cut unless you know.
Well, someone.
These guys you got coming in are going to be superstars.
I saw a speculation, and it was like a tweet that was up for like 2 minutes, and somehow I guess no one screenshotted it, and I should have. But it said that Matthews leaving, Brakefield coming.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
If that's the case, I bid you adieu. And Jermaine Brakefield is a ball game changer.
Yes.
And him and Cottrell, I don't know if you ever got to watch them at prep together.
Oh, my. They were a wrecking crew.
That's a couple of towers that can work together.
Well, I don't think you'll see Cottrell, however the hell you say it. I don't think you'll see him until the middle of the year next year.
That's what it sounded like right now.
I mean, that's a serious injury.
If you get Brake, tell Cottrell to take his time. As long as DC comes back. But there's a lot of people who now they've flipped on DC. They say, I want him gone.
Yeah. I don't want him gone. I think he just acts like he's checked out.
He's going to have to change his game a little bit for me.
He's got to get stronger mentally.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with his game.
No.
His game, all he has to change with his game is stop putting the ball down so low and immediately looking to score. But as far as him as a player, you got to get a little stronger on defense.
He does not need to be the focal point of the offense
anymore.
But
I think his whole downfall is he gets so down on himself so quickly, and then it's just once he's down on himself, he checks.
Yeah, I mean,
so like you open a game 0 for 3, he's checked, done. Fuck, this game's over.
If he opens up 3 for 3, 2 for 3, he's ready to roll.
He's getting a double before half. If that's the case, I don't know. Again, I look forward to it. Hopefully, the Coliseum's open, full go next year. Hopefully Brakefield decides to leave Coach K, come play for a real fucking coach in a real state. We would welcome you in a real conference. Fuck the ACC. However, go ACC today. Florida State over Michigan.
Yep.
And let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
Golf's on. I got money.
Oh, yeah, you're on a heater, dude. Got some money.